Den Anfang haben wir auf jeden Fall.
Hello! It's Friday! Happy Friday! Oh, this is bothering me. It's just a little... There we go. I moved the screen up. Hello. How's it going? Thank you so much for the host, Christy. Hello to Christy and Paige. I hope you're both doing very well this evening. I'm still in my pirate shirt because I wore it to work. I don't know why I'm playing with my pirate ruffles, but you know, it's whatever. I like this shirt though. I think it looks nice. Anyway, I hope you're having a great night. Thank you for being here. Let's play Tangle Tower. How about that? How's that sound? I need to get it open. Play. I'm doing okay. I'm glad you're doing okay. I hope your okay turns to great soon. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. I remember there were lots of things to ask a lot of people. Okay, also. Oh my gosh, is that Ty? Hello. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the host. How you been? I hope you're doing well. I went back and watched the beginning of Detective Grimoire. Because this name, Richard Remington, has been bothering me the whole time I've been playing this. Because I was like, that name sounds so familiar. Where have I heard the name Richard Remington? Turns out the name Richard Remington is the name of the man who was murdered in Detective Grimoire. The man who was murdered in the swamp was Richard Remington, which was Flora's brother. So that's interesting. And that might be why none of the Remingtons live in the tower, because I know he had moved away. I do believe her two siblings had moved away from the tower, but I remember Richard Remington. I went back to double check, but Richard Remington was the guy who died in Detective Grimoire. It's good to see you, Ty. Yeah, I know, exactly, Christy, because I was like, why is this name so familiar? So I'd gone back and watched the beginning of my streams of Detective Grimoire, and sure enough, Richard Remington was the man that was murdered in the swamp in Detective Grimoire. Just been working, not being active much on the internet. Nothing wrong with that. I hope you haven't been too affected by all this corona mess. Okay, there are a lot of things to talk to a lot of people about. I kind of want to go talk to Hawkshaw. I wish I remembered the last thing I did. We should talk to Fifi. We did talk to Fifi. Oh, maybe I just saved it here without actually talking to her. Oh, the suspicion. Yes, I need to ask her about the suspicion.
Is this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
Would you seriously require an explanation? Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10
So, there are secrets written here?
and... This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
It's not a diary at all.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
Thankfully, my job's business had been booming because of this virus nonsense. Oh, that's good. Has been booming. Oh, that's good. That's good. Does that mean you're working crazy hours? Because I understand those feels.
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
Oh, shoot. Do we have a clue? Is that her holding it? Is that Freya holding this? It kind of looks like it, doesn't it, with the star? Yep. Happy Friday, Coley. How are you?
Let's take a closer look at this. This blue book is the same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
I'm gonna move my mic. I'm sorry for any weird noises that you hear. I'm happy it's the weekend. How are you? I'm doing all right. Thank you. I work 3 to 4 days a week, sometimes more if I pick up more hours. Depends on how my manager schedules, because technically I'm the only employee other than my manager. Wow. Awesome. Well, it's really good to see you. Okay, let's see. Fifi didn't want anyone to see drawings within Freya's diary. Does that make sense?
Fifi, didn't want anyone to see drawings within Freya's diary. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
Change one thing, okay. Fun fact, the name Freya is derived from Icelandic. I love that name. Fifi didn't want to see anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
That makes sense.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something...
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
Might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
Huh.
Alright, Fifi unlocked the diary.
Why would that be the disclaimer? I'm getting really into this game. I can't wait to see how it turns out. Me too.
Finally. What's in there?
Alright. It's back. In the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. Soulbearer works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now, need 2 more. Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple compared to the harp. I saw them, all 5. Eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company. Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple compared to the harp. I saw them, all 5, eyes blacked out. I don't know what this means. Hello, CJ. I want to go to Fifi's room real quick and look at this again.
Fifi's got something pinned up
What
here.
is all this? Looks like Fitz. It's Poppy. That's actually a pretty good drawing.
Okay, so she's got Fitz and Poppy, which I'm pretty sure they've got something going on.
Looks like Professor Pointer.
It's Detective Hawkshaw.
So Hawkshaw and Pointer, but also Pointer and
It's a drawing
Penny?
of Penny.
That's gotta be Flora.
Flora and
I
Felix.
think that's supposed to be Felix. And that's you, Sally.
What? I do not look like that. Do I?
Is that supposed to be me? Why do I look so angry?
That's just the face you make when you're thinking. It does make you wonder, though. When did Fifi draw all this?
She does look like that.
Is Fifi trying to solve the mystery with math equations?
Maybe. Did you ever try that? Maybe it works.
I don't think so. I'm gonna buy mums. Okay. My mom's telling me she's gonna buy mums for our Animal Crossing island. Grimoire has the best hair I've ever seen. Okay.
Notice who isn't on here?
Freya?
Mm-hmm. And Fifi herself.
Okay. I guess we'll go talk to Hawkshaw. We have a suspicion. Let me see if there's anything else I can talk to her about. Nope. Okay, let's talk to her.
This little microscope thing, you said you used it to search the greenhouse.
And this would make perfect sense, if you knew what my client had asked me to find. Of course, I still have no intention of disclosing that information.
You're such a tease, Hawkshaw. Don't worry. We already worked out what you're searching for.
We did? I don't know. Shoot. What has Hawkshaw been hired to find? Hi, Riddy. Thank you for the host. I don't know. Did I miss something? Shoot. The golden beetle. I bet it's the golden beetle.
You're not as hopeless as you look.
Thanks.
So, that's what you were looking for in the greenhouse? This beetle?
Surely even you can understand the logic of it. The greenhouse is home to a great many insects. The gardener could have easily kept the beetle hidden in
How's
there.
it going, Rady?
Well, Fitz said you questioned him, but didn't actually search the greenhouse.
He is not exactly the type to appreciate subtlety. He simply didn't notice that I was using my microscope.
What do you reckon, Grimoire?
I know for a fact she didn't use the microscope in the greenhouse.
It's not a microscope at all.
It's not a microscope at all.
All of a sudden, Detective Grimoire is some kind of expert on microscopes.
Shoot. The handheld microscope, according to Hawkshaw, uses a microscopic lens. So Fifi stole it? No, that doesn't make any sense. Uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it.
The handheld microscope, according to Hawkshaw, uses a telescopic lens. So Hawkshaw lied about it. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. The handheld microscope, according to Hawkshaw, uses a magnifying glass. So Hawkshaw lied about it. Nope. The handheld microscope, according to Hawkshaw, uses a telescopic lens.
Oh.
So Hawkshaw stole it. That's not right.
Hang on.
The handheld microscope,
No?
according to Hawkshaw,
I don't
uses
remember
a microscopic
talking about this
lens.
part
So
with
Hawkshaw
Fifi.
stole it. That's not right either. The handheld microscope,
Dang.
according to Hawkshaw, uses
don't remember.
a fake glass lens. So Hawkshaw lied about it. That's not right either.
Oh no.
The handheld microscope, according to Fifi, uses
Got
a
it.
telescopic lens. So
I was like, maybe it
Hawkshaw
has something to do
lied
with
about it.
Fifi because we could talk about this after we
I'm
talk to
inclined
Fifi.
believe Fifi when it comes to stuff like this.
Hawkshaw, why did you lie about owning a telescope?
When you were a child, what did you aspire to become?
A detective? Naturally.
Emperor of the Galaxy?
I wanted to be an astronomer.
Really?
I harbored a desire to understand the secrets of the wider universe. A fool's errand, to be sure, but a seductive one. At 15, I decided instead to apply my intelligence to the world around me. And so, I became a detective. But the yearning for elusive knowledge is a powerful force. I tried to keep it with me.
Sorry, but we're way off track. What's the deal with the little telescope?
A memento from my childhood. Little more than a toy.
Why did you bring it with you?
When I discovered that it was Professor Pointer who had hired me, I dared to consider it something of a planetary alignment. I had hoped he might sign my telescope. An extremely childish indulgence, I admit.
I never would have guessed.
Hold on. You're admitting you didn't use it in the greenhouse then?
Correct. As it happens, I have no need to search the greenhouse to such a degree. Professor Pointer doesn't consider the gardener a suspect in our theft investigation.
So, who is your suspect?
Things have become complicated. My lead suspect is your murder victim.
Where might one sign a telescope? Right on the lens, so every time you look through, you see the lovely script. Okay. Where am I to go now? Hey, A-Rocks. Backwards on the lens. Okay, that sounds good, Paige. I'll be here when you're
I'm still
done.
not sure.
Should we take another look?
I still don't understand this.
Looks like he's playing a semi-grand pedal harp.
You're some kind of harp expert, Sally.
Did you not know? I had a harp when I was a kid. A little handheld one, only 8 strings.
Liar.
It's the truth, I swear.
Let's come back.
So we still don't know what to do with that. Fits. Okie doke, sounds good. Talk to him about everything. Is there anybody I have not talked to about everything? Let us visit everyone again. Oh, there are. I haven't come all the way back up
We
here, I
spoke
guess.
to Hawkshaw. I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials? You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your
I just
window?
want to hear her say
see
something
you.
once.
What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know. Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Grimore, what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins.
Okay. Okay. I will be disappointed too if she never speaks. Like, I just want to hear her say like one thing. I know those feels, A-Rocks.
Do you know anything about these birds? Or birds in general? Do you know anything about this beetle?
Do you recognize any of these feathers?
Okay. Let's go to Felix.
Quite the character, eh? A fellow member of the Order of the Crimson Cloak.
Is that a real thing?
No, I just meant to, because we both wear, you know, red capes of a sort.
Has she questioned you yet?
If you call that questioning, she seemed bored by everything I had to say. I heard on the grapevine. Supposedly Hawkshaw is searching for some rare item. Something called the Golden Beetle. Honestly, it's probably a bunch of sensationalist rubbish.
You reckon?
Quite sure. There is no treasure called the Golden Beetle.
How do you know?
Because I would have heard of it. Fitz? I don't trust him. He's slippery. Never commits to anything. Brain like an onion.
Onion?
Did you two have an argument?
Oh no.
He also heard of the
But my
grapevine. Not
daughter
much
doesn't
longer would
like
she
it
be
at
his.
all. And I trust Fiona's judgment entirely. Yes. She's a very vigilant young woman.
So, Fifi doesn't like Fitz? Did we know that already?
Percival Pointer. Yes. Good old... So, what do you reckon? Is he the murderer?
I don't know. maybe. We still need...
That is not information we're willing to share at this time.
I'm just saying, keep an eye on him. Holds on to a lot of bitterness, does old Pointer. Just because he's always struggled to support his family. Slightly pathetic, really.
Oof.
And how long have you known him?
Over 35 years.
Childhood friends? Rivals?
Don't know if I'd do him the honor of considering him my rival.
Eep. I'm worried that Fiona will snap and go nuts on Grimoire and Sally. It'd be more interesting, though.
Penelope seems to have really settled into a groove. She struggled a bit when she was younger. Always a little estranged.
How come?
Well, she was mostly raised by her uncle. And he really only makes time for his own daughter.
Eep.
Now, of course, she's bringing the two families together through her marriage. It's a nice gesture. Heartfelt, but futile.
I'm still confused as to how Fitz is related. Are he and Fifi cousins? Yes, because Fitz's dad is Felix's brother, so Fifi and Fitz are first cousins.
Poppy's a good friend to my daughter. Always has been. I think they get on well because they're so different.
Different like how?
Poppy is, she's quite introspective, good with feelings. Fiona, not so much. Still, Poppy always seems to be sulking about something.
The heavy, heavy price of emotional intelligence.
These drawings are quite precious. I'm surprised Flora let you see them.
What happened to the bird? Did it die?
I don't know. Seems likely, though, doesn't it? Why don't you ask Fiona about that one? Looks like her area of expertise. That looks like it might belong to Fitz. I'd never seen that before. Looks valuable. Now this is still in very good condition. Apart from the crack, of course.
What about those shards on the inside of the horn?
Looks like somebody...
There's
broke a
3
glass
statues. There's the
was trying
harp,
to
the
conceal
horn,
the evidence.
and the lute.
Cunning.
Like, see, we've got the harp, the horn, and the lute. I wonder, I think they must have to do with each other, but I'm not sure which one is Fiona and Flora. Fiona is what Fifi, Fifi is a nickname for Fiona. So Fifi is the girl in the library, and she's got the goggles on. She's all into science. So Fifi and Fiona are the same person. Fifi is just a nickname for Fiona. Flora is the silent lady up in the tower.
Bizarre things, aren't they? Penelope seems rather attached to
And
them.
Penny is
I feel
Penelope.
sorry for them in that little cage.
Come now, I'm
Bird
sure
lady.
they could leave if they really wanted to. That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Goodness me! Oh dear.
Do you know who this is?
Not a clue. I've never been one for music. Why not ask Poppy instead? What's this all about? Some kind of rare jewel?
I'm pretty sure the research is about a real insect.
If it's made of gold, then it's made of gold.
Frankly, Fiona and Fifi are fairly fixed, but Flora and Fitz figure finally with Felix and... Wait, what? Yeah.
The statue was up in the rooftop garden.
Yes, it's been there a while. You can see the brass is slightly tarnished by the elements. But it's not too bad. Might be salvageable. Is that a clue? Really?
It might be.
What is... Okay. You see how, like, Penny and Pointer here, they don't have, and Fitz, their little, magnifying glasses are not lit, but everybody else's is, does that mean I need to talk to these 3 people about more things? Bye-bye. Let's go back up here.
I've seen those earmuffs before. They're the ones Fitz always wears when he's out the front gardening.
Always wears?
Whenever I've seen him, yes. I think you may wish to adjust your threshold of what you consider to be a clue.
Okay. Yeah. Or no, because that didn't light back up.
I don't especially want to talk about myself.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
I don't especially...
Stop, stop, stop. I'm done talking to you. Oh, I don't have anything suspicious about them. That's what this is. That's what it is. I don't have anything suspicious about them. So I've had nothing to, like, confront them about. I think that's what that is. Is this guy related to Paige on the rooftop side of the family? I don't know, maybe. It's me.
Can't say I've ever taken an interest in Uncle's astronomy. On occasion I've dared to visit him in his tower, but I always regret it. It's all just a little too abstract for me.
What do you mean?
Oh, did you know the sun is apparently over 400,000 miles wide? Okay, so what should I do with that information? How does it help me?
Don't look at me. You're the one.
I think she's more flighty.
Yes, it's my, my flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it?
They look like
Between
you.
and me, I think it's a little vulgar. That's rather strange now, isn't it?
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope. You'd hidden it, but we found it.
We do that.
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
Tell me anyway.
I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is? In the photo?
Poppy and Penny do not get along.
Yeah.
It's probably because Poppy and Fitz have a little thing going on when Penny and Fitz about to get married.
Looks a little simple for Poppy, doesn't it? Thought she was a grade 12 or something.
I didn't know there were that many grades.
I'm sure they invented some new ones just for her.
This lady, though.
Not a fan of insects myself. Whose research is this?
We were hoping you might know.
No, can't say I read.
This is a yike.
I know she was always very fond of grubby little things like this.
Noted.
I think I have a little more tact than this lady. At least I like to think so.
Lovely.
But I do like burbs.
There used to be all kinds of birds here at Tangle Tower. The most fascinating breeds, all totally unique.
Used to be? There are birds all over the place.
Most of them are rather
She really is so savage.
What
I'm
happens
not.
to the non-ordinary ones?
That is a very good question.
Hi, Tara. Thanks for popping in.
There's something about the report of Fitz going up Pointer Tower. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
Later.
There's something about those petals. Something
Suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Let's talk to her. Thank you for the host. Does she have impeccable taste, though? Probably.
So, yeah, we found this.
Oh, that's nothing.
You wrote, "Now I'll get her," on a piece of paper and hid it in your room. That's not nothing.
It's suspicious.
Actually, it's not the message I wanted to ask about. It's those red flower petals.
The petals.
They're fake.
You think so?
Maybe not. It's those red flower petals.
The petals.
They're from red roses. And there's only one place in Tangle Tower with red roses.
We need a clue. Something that shows the roses. And who they belong to.
Got it. These. The picture of Fitz and Poppy and DeRose.
It's a drawing of Fitz and Poppy in the rooftop garden. See what Fitz is holding?
I can't imagine what you're getting at. But it doesn't matter. I couldn't have taken anything from the rooftop garden. It's only accessible from Fitz's room or Poppy's room. How could I have taken something from a garden to which I have no access?
Is it really only accessible from those 2 bedrooms?
For most people, it would be. But don't forget, Penny's the resident ornithologist.
My dears, what are you accusing me of?
You sent your burbs to get the roses. One of Penny's birds. Oh, wait. Poppy and Fitz. Wait, what? Pointer's telescope was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz. But it didn't work.
Pointer's telescope
Nope.
was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz, but it didn't work. Nope. One of Penny's birds
Nope.
was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz, but it didn't work. Almost. Maybe just change. One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and steal evidence from them. We
The
know
good
those
feathers
two
at
spent
it again.
time together in the rooftop garden. I'm guessing you got paranoid. Wanted to know what they were up to.
I'm just not the jealous type. I would never suspect Fitz of anything like that. Besides, Tabitha hardly ever leaves her cage. She's certainly never flown up to the rooftop garden.
We need a clue to compare with Penny's birds. Something to prove one of them has been in the rooftop garden.
The feathers!
Let's take a closer look at these. This yellow feather was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
Sure, you say you're not the jealous type.
Stand it! Knowing the 2 of them are hidden away up there in their private little garden. I couldn't risk spying on them myself, so I asked dear Tabitha to do it for me. I knew she'd be able to bring me back some evidence.
Sorry, Penny, but are you not overreacting a little?
You don't understand. Fitz is slipping away from me. He's so quiet with me these days. But being with Poppy seems to bring him out of his shell. I don't know what he sees in her miserable little...
I kind of feel bad for her.
I apologize. This really isn't your burden to bear.
Like, I kind of feel bad for her, like, you know? This is how Mary reacts with this. I do not. Okay, let's talk to Poppy. You agree with me feeling bad for Penny, or you agree with Terror? You agree with feeling bad. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel bad. Hey, tell me about the fact that you're making your fiance very sad. Tell me about that.
So, Fitz, I have a report that you were seen sneaking up Pointer Tower, holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't sneak. Was it Fifi who told you this?
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken. Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye lens thing.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Fifi did see Fitz.
I think he was holding the trowel.
Something else.
So, if it wasn't a knife, what was it?
The trowel.
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's room.
That flower.
Yes.
I've never seen it before.
We need a clue to compare to that flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
Yikes. I don't know.
Let's take a closer look at these. The pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse. Let me guess. Penny's flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz. There's no way it's a coincidence.
No way what's a coincidence.
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
It took me a long time to breed. I wanted the colors to be exactly right.
That's some gift.
Turns out Penny isn't particularly interested in looking after plants.
Oh, I feel bad
So
for him now.
Go into her room every now and again. When she's not there, water the flower, change the soil. Just trying to keep it alive.
Dang, I kind of feel bad for both of them. Shoot, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do now. Search the astronomy tower. Okay. Things fit in Fitz's greenhouse, but Fitz does not fit into his own clothes.
There's something kinda disappointing about this room. I just expected a bit more from an astronomy tower.
Oh, does it not compare to all the other astronomy towers you've been to?
I feel bad for a lot of these people. I also feel bad for, like, Poppy and, like, her mom's not here. And, you know, I feel bad for Fifi and, like, she has trouble, like, relating to people. She doesn't really, like, have any, like, emotional relations with her parents. Like, I feel bad for a lot of the characters.
Pretty.
What am I looking for here? Draw?
It's tidier than my desk. The notebook is untouched.
So, even the most well-used notebook.
It's a chart of the solar. Which planet are you? Every astronomy tower needs.
I want to try.
Okay, here we go. Feels Fifi, fella. Twerking it. Oh!
It's the tower opposite this one. You can see right into Flora's room.
Not by accident.
I can see Flora, but she's not looking this way. She's looking up. Behind her is the backside of the easel holding Freya's unfinished painting. I can't really see anything behind it. Not from this angle.
Is that a window?
I think it is.
Is there another room above Flora's room?
Sure
We
is.
should check that next time we're over there.
It's that little plant Flora keeps on the window ledge.
Don't you think it would fall off? In the wind.
Maybe it's glued down.
I can just about see the gramophone. I can see the doorway. It leads into the hall. The door itself is on the floor, not off its hinges.
It's too dark back there. I can't really see anything. It's too dark back there.
You can see right.
Not
I can
by
see behind her.
Okay.
I can't really see. It's the tower opposite this one.
Okay.
Isn't this supposed to be an astronomy telescope? I'm pretty sure you need to see the sky for astronomy to work.
I can't move it. I think this is just how it's set up.
There's something about Pointer's astronomy habits. Something.
Let's ask him about it.
Did he just step aside to let us do that?
So, Professor, what interests you about astronomy exactly?
It's not a matter of being interested. Once you expand your mind to the wider universe, it cannot
Why is he
be
wearing a book on his head?
expanded.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that
And
his
how
hair?
long have you been an astronomer?
I really don't like to give exact values unless I'm sure I can quantify them.
Convenient.
Why do you ask me these things?
I have a theory about you, Professor.
Oh? Go on.
That's his hair. Oh gosh.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all.
What
Oh,
do
that's
you
what I was calling a
possibly mean
rooftop.
by that?
I think
It's
you're
some
interested
strange hair
in a slightly different field of research.
called voyeurism, you creepo.
That's not it.
Eep.
That's not it.
Eep.
That's not it.
Eep.
That's not it.
Oh shoot, what am I supposed to use?
That's not it.
Ah, gosh, I don't know.
That's not it.
I don't know.
That's not it. That's not it.
I don't know what he could be interested in here.
That's not it.
Oh, duh, the beetle, duh.
Insignificant insects.
Hey,
My studies
how are
focus
you,
only
Stuart?
On the inconceivably large and the unimaginably far away.
Right. That's why you like using your telescope so much.
Yes, naturally. My little portal into another world.
Yeah, about that.
Tired from working so much? I hear that.
Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
I have a squeaky
First you
chair.
accuse me of being a lowly entomologist. Now you're accusing me of, what, spying?
Are you spying?
Why would I need to spy on Flora?
Why? Because you lost your golden beetle specimen, and it's made you paranoid. You think somebody stole it from you.
Might not have been Flora you were spying on. Might have been Freya.
It's a very precious specimen. Incredibly rare. Valuable in ways you could never understand. Freya was always sneaking around, both towers and in the gardens too. She was definitely up to something.
So, this next question is important. You were looking to Flora's room around the time of the murder. Did you witness the crime, Professor?
No, I didn't.
I
When looked into
performed
the
it.
room, Flora was already lying on the floor.
Flora? You mean Freya?
No, Flora. She was lying by the window. I couldn't see Freya at all. It was fairly dark. The telescope isn't at a very good angle. That's why I decided to head over there myself. I needed to know what was going on.
This changes your statement, doesn't it?
No, everything I told you in my statement was true.
Apart from the reason you left your tower in the first place.
Right.
Let's go over what we know about the crime scene.
Hey, Hammer.
Freya was definitely up to something.
Something to do with the statue in the garden, I think.
Maybe we should go back and check. And we could have missed something.
What is this?
This wasn't here before.
What is it?
It's a little wooden toy. Looks kind of like a crab.
There's a note stuck to the back.
What does it say? Grimoire?
This is my new friend. He likes music. Simple melodies will move his soul. Best of luck, you two. Freya. I bet I know what to do.
What do you think? Is it really from her?
How can it be?
Why don't we check the handwriting with Freya's diary?
Good idea. Hold on.
Well,
It's a perfect match.
well, it's confirmed.
Is she not dead?
We have a ghost helping us.
Let's keep this to ourselves for now.
What about the little wooden toy thingy?
Maybe we can put it to some kind of use.
Oh, snap. Okay. First things first. Let's go to this hidden room.
It's a statue of a wolf, standing up straight, like a man.
You know, there's a name for that.
I know.
It's not quite as dusty as everything else up here. Also, it's not a statue. It's stuffed.
Just dusty junk.
It's a jar. The head screws off.
Huh. Just dusty junk.
What's in that little box? I bet it's bones. A skull at
The name
least.
for it is Linda.
You know, maybe I won't open it. Just dusty junk.
Nothing catching my interest.
I'm sorry, is this spooky attic boring you?
Kinda. Someone painted out the window.
Do you think it was done recently?
No idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious.
Where is this light coming from?
Where's that light coming from?
No, it's just daylight, I think. There's a decent gap between those floorboards. Is that what I think it is?
Somebody could have dripped something through this floorboard to make it look like she'd bled everywhere.
Is that what I think it is?
I feel like there's gotta be a
Thanks,
clue up
Stuart.
here.
Thank you for being here. I hope you have a great rest of the day. There's got to be a clue up here.
Nothing catching my interest.
I'm sorry, is this
Kind of.
just dusty junk?
Where's that light coming from?
That's just daylight. There's a decent gap.
What else is
Is
there?
that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is?
Nothing catching my interest.
Sorry.
Kinda. It's a jar.
Huh.
What's in that little I bet it's bones. A skull, at least.
Maybe I won't open it. It's a statue.
You know, there's a name.
I know.
It's not quite as... Also, it's stuffed.
It's a statue of a wolf.
What a Tangled Tower we stack when we first practice to react or something.
You know, there's a name.
I know.
What have I not looked at?
Also, it's stuffed.
What is that?
Not
Oh.
sure. Some kind of reel?
Looks like it might attach to something.
A brass reel with a screw at the top. Coiled around the reel is a length of fine red rope. Okay. Wait, ew.
The outline of there's a single no real.
That's weird.
What?
Her feet were right up by the key, so she was probably...
Let's check the case file again.
Do you know what this is?
Guess not.
Okay.
What is it?
We don't know. We were really hoping you would.
My friends, shed your hope and let it fall free like sandbags from a
Oh,
hot
I
air
forgot what I
balloon.
was gonna go do.
That's the most depressing idiom I've ever heard.
I gotta go back here. Where's my crab? Stop. I need my crab. I want to play my... I want to play my crab! Why won't it let me?
Is this yours, Fifi?
I do not recognize it. And besides, I would have no use for such a thing. Perhaps it could be used to hang wet laundry?
Was that a joke?
Yes.
Yes.
What's this? Is it a clue?
We don't actually know, but Grimoire picked it up, so now he has to pretend it is.
That's how it works.
Is that for sewing?
Maybe?
We have no idea.
I just want to see if anybody knows anything about this.
Where did you find this?
It was in the attic.
Oh, huh. I forgot we even had an attic.
They put stuff in their pocket and the things become clues. I don't know how to use this crab thing if I can't pull it out while I'm playing music.
I don't know.
Maybe
what
I
that
have to
is.
let the whole
Me
thing
neither.
play?
Me, 3. Oh, sorry. I thought you said me too.
What is that?
I'm not sure. It looks like it attaches to something else.
Why don't you go back and double check the area you found it? Maybe you'll find the rest of the something else.
I'm not so sure about that.
Alright, I'm gonna play the whole tape and see if anything happens to the crab. Was I hearing the start of Ravel? Maybe? What? Ravel? Like, unraveling? Hi, Jaden. How are you?
It's piano music.
Ravel the composer. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm getting a puppy. Ah. It sounded like it could have been. Am I supposed to like keep track of what's being done here? Tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
Okay. I think I know what to do. I think I know what to do. We gotta go around to all the things that have made little noises. I remember at the very beginning of the game, there was a little thing here. Yep. What other things made noises? Play the song, please.
Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Is there more? Four. Okay, there's 4. What's the other one? Bell. Okay, yeah, bell, bell, bell. At the front door. Got him! Okay.
That's all 4 melodies, I think.
So, what do we do with them?
Should
We put them
go
in
back
the
to
thing.
dogs?
We put them in the thing. We put them in the thing, and then we open it up, and then we solve the mystery.
Let's try this again.
You know, I think we might be...
Oh, sorry, Grimoire.
That's gotta be right.
Nothing. Maybe it's broken.
Wait, do you hear that?
Are we gonna go in?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, but there's a couple of things I want to do first.
Talk with Sally at the crime scene. Okay. Let's talk.
We know a little more about the crime scene now. So, what do you think? Was Freya stabbed by her own painting?
My power just flickered. Am I still online? Did you guys see that or hear that? I'm still online? How did that... Literally all my lights just flickered and my laptop said on battery for like a quick second. Maybe the battery backup that my dad has our router plugged into saved the stream. That was crazy. Yes. Yeah, I didn't even lose my stream. You can turn it back on. Okay.
Blood from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of a feather found outside to resemble a bloody knife. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. Blood from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to resemble a bloody knife.
I think you're right. Can't decide if I'm disappointed or relieved.
I have a question. Why?
Either it's a very strange coincidence, or somebody set it up.
Somebody deliberately put blood in the paint pot and hid that feather out.
And whose blood is it?
Why? To distract us?
Possibly.
Well, it worked.
Possibly.
Flora's the only person who could have hidden the feather, unless someone took it from her.
Let's go over what we do know. The door was locked the whole time. It stayed locked until Fitz kicked it down. Normally, it can only be opened from the inside. Pointer said he couldn't see Freya from his telescope, but he did see Flora lying by the window.
So whatever got Freya got Flora too?
Except Flora survived. She didn't get a stab wound like Freya did.
Hold on. If there was no knife,
Why
then
won't
what
Flora
did
say
stab
anything?
Freya?
It could be anything. It might not even be important.
How is it not important?
From me, money,
Right
been
now,
to
I'm
you.
less interested in the what and more
Thank you so much,
interested in
HS.
the how.
And hello.
The angle of Freya's wound suggests she was stabbed at a perfect right angle. That is,
She
from
was
the
shot
direction
from
in
the
front
other
of her.
tower.
But she was standing right up by the canvas.
Somehow, Freya ended up lying on her back, still perfectly in line with a painting.
Maybe something went through it.
Flora's me.
Through the painting? Wouldn't that leave a hole?
Hello,
Very
Moocher.
well. How about this? How do we know Freya was stabbed before she fell over? Maybe her being stabbed and her falling over are completely unrelated.
Sounds good, HS.
Are we done?
Yikes.
For now. It's about time we found out what's beneath the garden.
Okay. I'm sorry, Mooch. All right, let's go.
Where do you think it goes?
Down.
Oh man, I think we're at the end here. Downtown, things will be great when you're downtown. Okay, here we go. What? the heckles? Professor Pointer's a killer.
Forensic Entomology, Volume 3.
That's an incredibly specific area of study.
Oh, you know what I found out, CJ? I talked about this at the very beginning of stream. I don't know if you heard me. But since I had started this game, the name Richard Remington had been, like, bothering me because I was like, that name sounds so familiar, which is Flora and Poppy's mother's brother was Richard Remington, because they were the three Remington kids. And Richard Remington is the guy who was murdered in the first Detective Grimoire movie or game. So yep. Fifi is Dexter. I know, right? Which is crazy.
What's in there?
Aha!
9 beetles. All different, all dead.
Poor little guys.
Now, there's a bunch of notes written all around them. It's mostly numbers. No idea what they mean. It's a little diagram of a beetle, with some incomprehensible notes scribbled next to it.
That's weird.
What?
It looks really normal compared to the beetles behind the glass.
9 beetles.
Poor little
Now, there's a bunch mostly numbers. It's so dark.
This number clearly means butt.
I can barely tell what I'm looking at.
Thirsty?
It looks like they're being boiled, but the liquid is ice cold. A cracked glass tank with 9 little rooms. Each one has 1 or 2 insects inside. I can't tell if they're still alive.
I like that you call them rooms.
Chemistry apparatus. A candle, perched on a barrel.
Very medieval.
I was thinking pirates.
Medieval pirates. Bugs. Big ones.
Looks like they're made of metal.
This place would never pass a fire safety inspection.
Rows of plants, growing in wide wooden boxes.
What color is the soil?
It looks black, but it's too dark to tell. A glass tank. It's full of plants.
So bugs on this side, plants on this.
There's a layer of condensation on the inside. Is it locked?
Seems likely, doesn't it?
There's also a trapdoor down here.
Weird looking safe.
I'm pretty sure the latches can slide into the middle.
What? Hey, Lachlan, how are you? That's better. Like that? One. Yeah?
I got it.
Got it. All these popsicle sticks will make me want a popsicle. Welcome for joining me to my own channel.
I'm impressed.
I liked that puzzle. That was fun.
Anything inside?
Yeah, more research.
Secret Research, a folder containing research notes and diagrams. 1. Our unique flora and fauna is the byproduct of a number of as-yet unidentified chemicals. 2. These chemicals are continually present in the water, forming clouds and filling the lake. This causes a variety of mutations in plants and animals. 3. Smaller creatures such as arachnids, insects, mollusks, amphibians, and crustaceans are the most affected. However, the chemicals may travel up the food chain and cause mutations in birds and reptiles. As far as we know, mammals remain completely unaffected. Okay.
Whose research is this? It's a hatch.
But we're already in the basement.
Depends on your perspective.
Let's not go down just yet. We still haven't explored this room properly.
We haven't?
Is that a lab coat?
Warning, hand wash only. Size, small.
This is some seriously in-depth research.
It's impressive, but it's incomplete. There's a section missing.
I know what goes there.
So, this is Pointer's secret lab.
Definitely seems like he's the one using it.
I guess not a lot of people know about the secret entrance.
Right. But if Pointer's the only one who comes down here, why would he need to lock his research in a safe? Who's he hiding it from?
He's just paranoid, especially about his golden beetle.
What do you think he's trying to do exactly?
Pointer has been trying to breed the golden beetle in the underground laboratory.
Why? Because it's rare?
Because it's gold?
Is that it?
I think so. I don't think he cares about entomology any more than he cares about astronomy. He just wants to get one over on Felix. If he can breed his own gold, suddenly Poppy's inheritance is looking pretty,
Infinite. Might explain why he was so worried about losing the beetle. Maybe somebody did steal it.
Might have been Freya after all. We know she was trying to get through the secret door in the garden.
She might not have known what was down here, though. Maybe she was just curious.
Curious, sure, but not naive. I reckon she knew what was going on.
I think we're still missing the bigger picture. There's no way this is all just about a beetle. We're done.
Ready to go down? Again?
Let's go. Down, down, down. The lowest level. Oh my gosh. This is scurry.
It's an old coat rack. Looks thoroughly...
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, Lachlan.
2 cloaks, and a green hat draped on top for good measure.
Old cardboard boxes.
How exciting.
Oh, but there's more. They're also damp and empty.
Gives off kind of a dungeon vibe.
What do people actually use chains for?
Nothing good.
Do these puddles worry you?
Why?
That's lake water, but it's indoors.
Ah, I see your point.
A single book on a little makeshift table.
This is creeping me out slightly.
Why?
I think it's a children's book.
Thank you so much for gifting a sub to my bot, Moocher. Mistids of Sea and Sky, a children's picture book. It looks very old. It has the ink dip, an elegant bird with red and white plumage. The silver snake, an aquatic reptile with no eyes and a long tongue. The soul bearer, Freya mentioned that in her diary. A crab with 3 differently sized claws. And the amphobe, a frog-like creature walking on 2 legs. That looks like the things that are the 3 statues.
We're too late. This photograph has been stabbed.
Why? By what?
Not sure. Some kind of metal stabbing thingy.
Hi, Puffy. Did you change your name? It seems different, but also my brain is full. Metal rod. A sleek but sturdy metal rod. It's been stabbed into a photograph. The rod has a curved and pointed tip like an arrow or the hand of a clock. It has a small loop at the back with a short length of red rope connected to it. Somebody was up in the attic and connected this and somehow knocked Freya over and then stabbed her through the floor.
So what's the photo?
Flora and Felix and the ink dips. Yo, Pointer has some sort of sick competition with Felix. I love that the bot has already passed a year of subs.
Do you know who it is in the photo?
Yeah, it's Felix.
It's an empty bookcase.
Something tells me it's been empty for a long time. There's a roll of paper up there.
I'll see if I can reach it.
Let me guess. Blank.
Misted Mansion. Oh, that's what it used to be called. Northside cross section. Rooftop garden. Grand hall, library, music room, aviary. Bedroom, storage. That's what's Freya's room now. Study. There used to be a study off the grand hall.
Hold on. Have we been to all of these rooms already?
Not that one.
Study. Wait.
I know what you're thinking. And no, we never went in there.
How did we miss it?
This seems pretty significant.
Agreed.
This man in the
Felix.
photo, he reminds me of something from one of our clues.
That's not
Oh,
right.
not that one?
Felix made a little model of him for Flora.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe it's her dad?
Makes sense when you know who he is.
Lord Remington?
Lord Remington.
Her dad?
Remington. That makes him Flora's father, meaning the girl in the photo is...
Yeah, it's her. See the bird, too.
I never would have guessed. Times sure do change.
I don't know. I don't think she looks so different.
Okay.
Let's not wander off right now.
No? What else is there to look at?
A bunch of picture frames, but it's too dark to see the pictures.
It's not too dark. The frames are all empty.
Old
How
cardboard.
exciting.
Oh, they're also down and empty. Basements don't normally have windows.
We're at the bottom of the lake. We must be.
Right. But if that's the lake bed, Why does it look like that?
Like what?
White, smooth, no plants, no anything. That's not what a lake looks like.
Where are we?
Did you notice how much light this room has? For a room with one candle?
It's all coming through the window.
I'm pretty sure lakes are supposed to be darker at
Yeah.
the bottom, not lighter.
Why is there a room down here anyway? And why is it so much older than the rest of Tangle Tower?
We still don't really know why people came to live here in the first place.
Maybe they just wanted to get rich, like Pointer with his beetles.
I feel like the Remingtons came here for the lake, for what was in it.
It's empty though. More empty than a normal lake would be.
It is now, yeah. Maybe we're too late.
And if the lake has weird qualities, it's like, what happened here?
Let's head back up to the Grand Hall.
Yeah.
I want to find that last room.
Let's go.
Wow, it's dark all of a sudden.
How long were we down there?
This must be it. This thing goes all the way up.
How are we supposed to get up there?
Hang on, it's pitch black, but I think there's a switch.
Pull it. Nice.
A ladder.
Want to go up?
Yes. Climby climb. The hidden heart.
Is that a crab?
It's got a translucent exoskeleton. You can actually see its insides.
Also, crabs normally have 2 claws, right? Not 3? You sure we should be touching it?
Grimoire, don't you think it looks familiar?
I need to make it look like,
This crab really reminds me of something.
That little wooden toy we found?
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to help us. I think I've seen it more recently.
yeah, I need to look at my, this. It's waving at me. Okay, so closed, kind of out to the side, and then we've got over the head open, and then out to the side opened. Okay, I'm gonna try to remember that.
Is that a crab?
It's got
also, crabs.
Closed. Whoa.
I guess that's wrong.
I don't think we need to
What do you mean?
We have all the information we need in our case.
It was like,
Nothing.
I'm sure I've seen this thing somewhere.
is that not right?
That little-
Yeah, but I think I've seen it more recently.
Dang it. Okay, that arm, the right arm or our left is more straight and then up. You broke his arm. I'm gonna take a picture of this so that I can do it better. Okay.
Is that a crab?
It's got
Also, crab.
Okay.
Perfect.
Got him. Okay. Ooh.
What's this?
Something somebody didn't want us to find.
Somebody shot Freya with a crossbow from the ceiling and then used the reel to pull it back up.
What is it?
It's a crossbow.
Some kind of fish and a bird skull?
If that's a bird skull, we're talking about a 15-foot bird here.
Well, how about we stop talking about it? Centipede? Millipede? How many legs has it got?
Too many.
Who are all the people in this photo?
Not sure, but it looks like someone didn't like them very much. Their eyes have all been crossed out.
She talked about this. A photograph in a sturdy wooden frame. Its dusty and looks several years old. A brass plaque at the base of the frame reads "The Ambassadors of Misted Mansion." The photo shows 2 women and 3 men wearing a variety of different styles of clothing. All 5 people had their faces crudely covered with black ink. So, this looks like Felix. This kind of looks like the professor. This looks like Fifi, but it can't be Fifi. And this looks like how Poppy used to look, so maybe that's Poppy's mother? What was that other thing? I saw them, all 5 eyes blacked out. Got it. Soul Bearer works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now, need 2 more. What was the Soul Bearer? Was the crab. So she was saying she needed 2 more. 2 more sounds. Dang. People kill people in such a complicated fashion.
That photo is...
Oh, could be Fitz's dad. Maybe Fitz's dad. Maybe one of them is Fitz's dad and maybe one of them is like Penny's mom. Maybe. There's a bar.
You know, in any normal room, this thing would be my main concern. In here, though, it barely makes the top 3. It's a wooden pinboard, hung up on one of the chains.
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
A large central sheet of paper has been pinned to it. 4 lines have been drawn from a gap in the center. 4? That looks like 3. A smaller sheet underneath features a drawing resembling the silhouette of a cloaked figure that looks like Hawkshaw. She's related to this too?
Crumpled up paper.
Is there anything written on any of it?
Not really. It's mostly blank.
Nice chair.
It's still warm.
Maybe it's just heat from the incinerator.
Maybe.
Do those look like scratch marks to you? On the glass?
Yeah. They're on the inside. Coffee table, half-empty wine bottle, lamp left on. I'm gonna say someone's been using this room.
Someone complacent enough to leave their notebook lying around.
5th ambassador located finally. Can't say I harbored any optimism, but still somehow disappointed. No better than the rest of them. Took my misted friend into the music room for experiments. It works. Perhaps too well. The laboratory was another disappointment. All that effort for what? He's even more short-sighted than I would have guessed. Went to the bottom. Nice view. It's been mostly cleaned out, but I have what I need. She got in. She was careful. Nothing was moved, but I know. It's time. Time to kill her?
An axe and some kind of hunting rifle, mounted on a
Who
wall.
has a hot butt? I always hated in school sitting down on a chair and it's warm. It would be worse if it's like a toilet seat, but you know that like sometimes happens, you know, in like crowded bathrooms. Ugh. An axe and some kind of honey.
Honestly, doesn't look like they've been moved in a few years.
I'm more worried about the third one.
The third one?
The one that isn't there.
An incinerator built into the wall. It's still pretty hot.
Is there anything left inside?
It's mostly ashes. But yeah, there's something.
Ink dip feather. Did somebody throw the poor bird into the incinerator? Red colored scraps of fabric and several black buttons.
Someone's been using this room. That's a bookcase. It's mostly empty.
What a surprise.
Dragon?
Snake?
Worm?
That's the one.
We've got lots of questions to think over.
I don't get it. This room is in the original building plans for the mansion. But nowadays it's some big secret?
It's not a secret to everybody. At least one other person still knows about this room.
The way the notebook was left out on the table makes me think it's someone who has the room all to themselves.
Whoever it was, they left more than just the notebook. There's a whole design project on this pinboard. Feels like someone put quite a bit of effort into it.
It's a shame there are things missing from it. Now I'm betting it'd make more sense if we could see it all together.
That might not be impossible, you know.
What you thinking, Sally?
That doesn't...
We need something that could attach to the painting.
Attached to the pinboard. Photo of the painting. 1, 2, 3.
The painting from Freya's room and those sketches. Did Freya design Detective Hawkshaw's clothes? What kind of sense does that make?
I don't think that's why Freya made that painting, but it may have been why somebody took a photo of it to use as reference. And as for those sketches of Hawkshaw, I don't think Freya actually drew them. It was somebody else, someone with less of a talent for art.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down. Should we go ask Detective Hawkshaw about all this?
I'm not sure. I still don't know what's really going on.
This is so creepy.
Another photograph.
Their faces are all crossed out with some kind of black ink.
That's weird.
Oh, you think
Tiny.
so?
It's
No.
fine, Riddy.
Something I just realized. Sally, did we meet any of these people here at Tangle Tower?
No.
Well, the woman on the left looks a little like Poppy, but her style is way different. And at first I thought the guy on the top right was Felix, but now that I look at it...
Maybe it's...
I don't think it is
Maybe
him.
it's Fitz's dad. Tiny. Hector of the Hot Hiney.
Was someone trying to hide it? From us?
I don't know, but it looks incomplete to me. I want to know what happened to the rest of it. Where are the other parts?
We found them already.
Got him.
What do you make of it?
Is Hawkshaw
Not
the
sure.
killer?
Let's keep an open mind.
You don't think the crossbow is the murder weapon?
Because she
Oh,
said...
no, the crossbow is
Pause.
definitely the murder
Pause.
weapon.
Pause. Pause, 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 pause. Hawkshaw said that that thing was from her childhood. So she admitted that it was her item. Did she come up in here to solve a mystery and shoot Freya in the chest? I'm not understanding. I feel like everything we unveil, like, leaves me with more questions.
But that doesn't mean you solved the mystery.
Holland is the killer. She ain't even here. It's Cerberus, the murder. You coming up here to solve a mystery, and you end up committing a crime.
Time to solve this.
All right, break out the notebook. Time to put it all together.
Let's start with this. It's an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound. It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Despite the fact it doesn't have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
Mm-hmm. It was cleaned, then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Oh, I
Okay,
see, Moocher, I
so
see.
Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
It's fired from above.
It was fired from above Freya.
Above, huh?
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
The attic.
Perfect hiding place. We even found a part of the murder weapon up there. The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboard.
Possibly.
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait. The arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope. Doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing up by the painting.
Ah, right.
Unless Freya was already lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
I think so too. She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
And Flora.
Paint fumes.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
Something
Flora?
in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
Flora.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, the
Me
gramophone?
neither.
Something in the room caused Freya to
Y'all
fall
saying it's Holland, but
unconscious.
V's been acting sus all night.
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
Ricochet arrow.
There was something in the gramophone.
Mm-hmm. Something small.
What was it? I don't know.
That's not it.
That's V's gameplay. Innocent push blame. We know your game. I hath been hitteth. What could have been in there? Something small.
That's not it.
A fruit?
That's not it. That's not it.
Hey, best friend. What could have been in there? I don't understand.
That's not it.
It's got to be small enough to fit in a gramophone. Yeah, I know. I don't know what it could have been. Something that knocked them out?
That's not it. That's not it.
I don't think...
That's not it.
I literally don't know!
That's not it.
Hello, Anna. Thank you for doing all the shout outs. The damage led. Oh, that's a good point.
That's not it.
Maybe this cracked tape?
That's not it.
Nope. Dang. I don't know. Nothing makes sense to me. What was inside the gramophone?
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
I don't know.
That's not it. That's not it.
This doesn't
That's
make
not
any
it.
sense. What could have been in here? Oh.
Scientists' research
Okay.
says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened.
Oh, I didn't read that
Talking
part.
and Fitz both said they heard a loud noise around the time of the murder. Neither of them had any idea what it was.
This seems a little far-fetched. Is it really loud enough to knock someone out?
No, I don't think so, not by itself. But don't forget, it was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone. Now, I don't think we're purely talking about volume either. It might just be a particular type of frequency.
This is getting kinda scientific. Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
I don't, but I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The hornet's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone. That broken glass isn't there on accident. This is someone's science experiment.
So this is
Thinking
like
about it,
everything broke.
Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too. I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that. It's pretty clear a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage too.
Like the cracked paints.
Those cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and the gramophone itself, they all sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
That's some seriously powerful vibration, enough to crack metal, enough to knock someone out all the way across a room.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't get. If the frequency was so powerful and had such a big range, how did the murderer pull it off? Wouldn't they have been in range too? Think about it. They can't
The
be much
headphones
further away from the gramophone
that
than
were on, that
Flora
were
was.
moved.
They protected themselves.
How?
With the headphones.
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Right. Let's go over everything from the start. 1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah, what triggered it at that particular moment? Pointer's research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
I'm not sure. Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4. Freya and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
That's it. There's something bothering me.
What?
I just want to check something. Let's go back to the crime scene.
She's not here.
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
plant. It's in the book.
What?
Look.
It only eats the seeds of the Tantum amica. This.
I can see the stars.
It's not letting me like really react to anything.
Freya, did you leave us a clue?
Did she leave us a clue?
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find. We know she was holding it during the painting.
Flora's ink-dip feather?
It was here. In this room. Where'd it go?
It was burned.
We found it somewhere else. We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene. And ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
But how?
It's true, Rudy.
How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the
Two people?
question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access?
Birds?
The final clue about the crime scene. Freya left it for us right here. It's in the unfinished painting. It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder. If only she'd finished it, and then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it, but she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas. That's not it.
Oh.
That's not it.
Oh.
That's not it.
What is it then?
That's not it.
We know more about the painting than she put
That's not
on the
it.
canvas.
That's not it. 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 That's not it.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
What?
That's not it.
I feel dumb because I don't know what they're looking for here. How did Freya show us her intentions for the painting?
That's not it. Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need before she started painting.
Okay.
The yellow paint.
Yep,
was
the
going
yellow
to be
bird.
used to paint this
Penny's
sketch
yellow bird.
of something sitting in the window.
Something in the window. Oh.
Penny's yellow bird that looks just like that. There it is.
There she is. Our little thief.
How long has it been there? Did it hear the whole conversation?
She did.
We gonna get killed.
But she's a very good listener.
Hello? You came up here to solve a mystery.
Well, now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
Penny, why did you...
It's Penelope, if you don't mind. But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
How would she go from here to here so fast? How'd she do that? Take off her neck guard. Oh. How'd she go so fast?
I'm afraid I have to insist. It's to the benefit of us all, I assure you.
She flew? Something sturdy to tie her hands with.
Lovely. Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
The end.
Justice for Freya.
Is that right? Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy. The volition to create something from nothing. The willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
You know what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Okay, so like, maybe it's a good thing that Fitz don't really... Maybe they shouldn't. Because she crazy.
Weird, isn't it? Considering we've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly. How do we know this one isn't a disguise too?
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle
You were
Tower,
so good, Riddy.
and you feel like you've got everyone sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets. Nothing but bullet points for your notebook. Go on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer? Suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
Penny, we only know...
She
what
has
she's
eyeshadow on
cast,
both eyes, but
so
just the
why
shadow
not
is like
stop?
kind of cutting
Very
it
well.
through.
Penelope Pointer is actually not very important at all. She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy. Not one.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the grand hall, did you not?
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here anymore.
A bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself. My mother, for one. My father, too. The other 2 Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose. And her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
The
And
5 from the
that
photo.
was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
More than that, I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here. Not among the Fellows, the Remingtons, or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all share. Perhaps it could be my purpose too.
So, what did you actually do about it?
Nothing I could do, at first. Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer answers I got. Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right
Maybe it was to get away
next
from
to the
her.
bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end. The paint would peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator.
The hot butt was
Was it
behind the
underneath,
wall.
Right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside. Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Misted?
Mistids? Sure, yeah.
You're more observant than I thought.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
It's a collective term from before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water. The mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Wait, mistids, like cryptids, like Bigfoot or whatever.
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was an intentional parallel. The main difference being mistids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
That's not it.
The 5 missing family members standing together as a single unit, calling themselves
Sorry.
the ambassadors of Misted Mansion.
So, the house was renamed from Misted Mansion to Tangle Tower?
And rightly so. The age of Misted Mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself, all empty shell. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you track them down?
It was tough. They'd taken almost everything. Books, maps, charts. The creatures themselves, all lost, taken away or destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And what happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose. But they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mystics. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5 completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
Eventually, I returned to
Yikes.
Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. I considered giving up. But instead, I made a decision.
Okay.
There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer had suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something from the era of Mr. Mansion.
He found the golden beetle.
So where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure, but I theorized that he received it in the post.
In the post? From who?
Who can say? Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step. Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft. When I offered to call in a private detective, he jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in, and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
It carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in. Did you ever question what exactly makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before the lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
Why? Why did you? I'm afraid. I'm afraid she's going to kill us next.
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted?
This is endgame, yeah. You're afraid. We'll get you out of this place to jail.
That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she she couldn't just walk away. For quite some time, she'd been trying to break into Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the beetles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona. The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not get Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just to the rest of the family, but to the world, would compromise all three families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance. That was her plan anyway, but something happened before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of the room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. Gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them while you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
So why are you still here? Why not take your first chance and leave?
Did I hear right a minute ago when she basically admitted to murdering all 5 of the people in that photo, which means she murdered her own parents and Fitz's dad and Poppy's mom? Is that what she was implying there?
Well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
Run away! Our boat's gone.
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two all right?
My head hurts. What happened to us?
You are both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
You're both fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fitz saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower, you were both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Fitz did not want to believe us, because he liked Penny. A lot.
But what happened? Fitz, what did she do when she saw you?
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hat bird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she? No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
So, Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
It was still in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
Poppy, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
No, I'm not. It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again. I think that's what she would have wanted.
But where's Penny? But where did Penny go? But she's just gonna go murder other people? And that's the end of the game? I like this game too much, but I need the next one. I need to know where she went and if she really did kill all those people. And if she's gonna kill any more people. I don't know what to do or think. I don't want the ending to detract from my enjoyment, but it just makes me impatient for another game. Olaf just gets, Penny just gets away, I guess? Oh, I don't want all these boxes. I did this before. I feel like this game is so much more about conversations and the journey that I'm okay with that not being tied up nicely, and it also makes it more exciting to play myself. I completely understand that. I never noticed this before, but that this behind Tangle Tower is Flora holding the ink dip feather, which I really like. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. Great game. Great game. Great puzzles, great story, great atmosphere, voice acting incredible, animation and design and fantastic. No complaints. And I really can't even complain about the ending because while the killer got away, if we get another game in the series, I'm okay with it. Now, if we don't get another game in the series to explain the killer's whereabouts, I'm gonna be sad. So I'm gonna give it a couple years, and then maybe tweet at the developers, the Vian brothers or whatever their names are, and be like, "Yo, so I have questions. Can I message you about these, or are we gonna get another story?" Yeah, like, I might wait like a year or two and then like tweet the developers and be like, "Are we getting another one? Because it kind of feels like we might be getting another one, but like I don't want to assume, but like this is what I think we need." I'm gonna tweet you. So if the Vian brothers by any chance watch this, hello. You made a fantastic couple of games, but I mean, I've only played Grimoire and this of your games, but I want to play more of your games, but I just want you to know that I really want to know where the killer went. So please answer our questions in the next game. Then that's my message for you. Thank you for watching. Hello! Yes. Other than that, I went a little over. I was going to only stream for about 2 hours, but I went about 2.5 hours because we were so close to the end. So let us know. Yeah, exactly. But that's where we're going to call it. We finished Tangle Tower. That game is officially done with. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Worth. Yeah, definitely. It was fantastic. And like that's why I feel like the need to like know more because I got so into it, you know. You're welcome for the stream. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. I did have a stream planned for tomorrow morning that is up in the air. There's some other things I need to do with those few hours before I go into work tomorrow afternoon. So I don't know if that's going to happen. If it does, you'll see me go live. If it doesn't, I apologize and I'll have to move it to next week. I think it was so fantastic. I think my favorite non-indie game I've seen ever. I might agree with you there. It was very, very, very good. Have a wonderful rest of the night. Y'all take care of yourselves. Let's see if there's anybody live that we should raid. I always forget to raid. So let's see. Let us raid Elaine, who is on Labyrinth of Lies in her, let me give you a raid message you can use. And let's do a fun raid for Elaine. And I will see you guys later. Thank you for hanging out. Have a wonderful rest of the night. Let's just go say hey to Elaine, whether you stick around or not. Just say hey from me. But I'll see you guys soon. Take care of yourselves. Much love. And another game complete. Good night, y'all.